You promised us kokanee this morning, and we're just getting rainbows. What's the deal?
Give it time, man. Give it time.
Give it time.
It's been what, 10 minutes? So we're going lake trout fishing. That's got to be a Coke too. That's a school of kokanee right there too.
Hey guys, it's Ryan Kelly. I'm on the Antelope Ramp. I'm waiting for Colton Christenson to cross over from Lucerne to pick me up. We're just about to head out kokanee salmon fishing. We're going to be sharing our secrets, the how-tos of kokanee fishing. We'll be talking about trolling speeds, depths, how to find them, some of the challenges. We'll talk about lures. I'm sure Colton will have many of his own lures here. So come join us. We're going to have a good time, and hopefully it'll help everyone have a better experience out here on the gorge.
We're trolling. We've got 3 rods set out right now on downriggers. We're fishing basically 5 to 15 feet. A lot of kokanee this time of year, early spring. They run shallow, but again, they can run deeper too. Water temperatures about the same throughout the entire water column to where they really don't care where they're at.
So they're salmonid. That's a cold water fish species. So they're generally going to like things colder. They're going to like the upper 40s, low 50s for optimum temperature. That allows, like the mid 50s to low 50s allow them to metabolize and grow a little faster than say your 30-degree water, 32, 35, 38, whatever it is down there at, what are we at?
Oh, we're at 37-degree temperature right now on the surface.
How deep are we right now? We're probably 100 and some feet deep.
Yeah.
So down at the bottom of that 100 feet, it's not going to be very warm. They're not going to really prefer that really cold hypolimnetic water temperature. They're going to want to find something more in the middle as summer progresses to still be in that 50-degree range. Right around the Thermocline is where I would expect to see kokanee as we develop a Thermocline, because we're still in late March actually. So water temperatures are still not going to be even 40 degrees. That's still kind of chilly for them. So that's one reason why they're up high, is to get the warmest temperature they can find yet. Wow, look at all the fish.
Yep, that's a school of kokanee right there too.
Yeah.
You want to talk about thermoclines, huh?
Hey, you are convinced we're going to get bit here, right?
I am convinced we're going to get bit on one of these rods.
I bet we get bit.
Okay.
So tell us how, typically when you're fishing...
Fish on right there.
Really?
That's got to be a Coke too.
Why does rainbows not really do that out here?
Not that much.
We got our first plankton-eating silver tuna.
And then as we develop a Thermocline into later April and May, they're going to start drifting down, following that Thermocline. And it's just a fact of how we call it stratification in terms of limnology, which is just a fancy term for studying water and how it acts in the lake. Anyway, as the air temperature warms, the surface water is warm, and as that happens, the lake develops what we call a thermocline. So to define that, you hit a temperature where denser, colder water is hanging out on the bottom, and it does not mix eventually with upper water. And so you end up with 2 zones, cold water zone, a warm water zone. And kokanee are going to be like that upper zone. That's hot water. That's in the 60-degree plus range. I don't want to be up there. And they're also not going to be wanting to be down below that thermocline, which is you're probably 38, 42-degree water. It's going to be cold. Even in July, it's probably still 42 down there at the bottom when you're talking 100, 200 foot deep reservoir or more if you're down lake further than where we're at. So kokanee are going to find that sweet spot, and there's a lot of fish species that do this, where they find that sweet spot in the middle where they're cold enough but not too cold, and then also like other things like their food reacts similarly. It's like zooplankton are going to be down there because they don't want to be too hot either, and they're also going to be looking at it like, okay, kokanee are zooplankton eaters, right? They're planktivores, so they're going to be looking to eat plankton. Plankton are looking to stay in the photic zone where they can also find food. So it's all this combination of variables of why things like that thermocline. It's like water temperature, light, and nutrients even. It can affect how nutrient cycling in the reservoir. There's a whole combination of variables, but bottom line from a fisherman's perspective is look for that thermocline as we get later in the summer. But right now, we're not stratified. It's chilly out. For the most part, when you're catching a kokanee, they're
Got a fish on.
You keep talking. I'll get this rainbow.
You're catching a kokanee, you're catching it on an aggressive behavior. They're hitting that lure out of a predation or an aggressive type of tendency rather than, say, a feeding tendency, like, say, when you're catching burbot out here. Oh, we got a fish.
Yeah,
on
back
the
bowl. Go get it, Bryan. So when we're trolling, I like to troll between 1.4 and 1.8 pretty much most of the season. In the fall, closer to the spawn, I will slow down a little bit, right in that 1 mile an hour range. But for the most part, 1.4 to 1.8 all season long.
Well, the limit kokanee is 3 fish per day per angler, regardless if you're fishing in Utah, Wyoming, or both states in the same day. 1 lake, 1 limit.
Is it can you still travel with 2 days possession if you're going to the Wasatch Front or not?
You cannot take 2-day possession from here. Like,
okay, so it's 1 day now again,
it's
right?
a 1-day possession.
Okay.
Just exclusively Flaming Gorge Reservoir. If you had your possession of Flaming Gorge and the next day wanted to go hit State Line Reservoir on the way back in Utah, you'd be legal to have that 2-day possession technically there. But
Okay.
not 2 days from.
Okay,
Flaming
yeah, I
Gorge
thought they got
Reservoir.
rid of that.
We
January
matched-
1st.
We match with Wyoming on that regulation.
Okay.
That's kind of a specific one to Flaming Gorge now.
The spinning tornado is just a unique lure, one of a kind. And so it's always good to run. This is the Firefly mini squid. I think right now, you could come out here and use pretty much anything pink and you're gonna catch fish. So we have a Dakota Dodger and we've got one of our Dakota spinners. These we run a little further leader length. So we're running these anywhere from 24 to 30 inches behind the Dodger. We're gonna tip these with maggots. I put one on each hook and I pretty much thread them all the way on. And she's ready to fish. I am gonna go a little bit deeper with this. Drop her down, see what happens. $150, $200. They don't care for the downrigger weight. They turned off one side or the other.
I'm a burbot this time, man. Way more subtle than rise right there. Okay, so one life history thing about kokanee that's pretty interesting is they're a pelagic fish. Pelagic in terms of biology means like, think of the Great Lakes, open, deep water. Benthic would be referring to like the bottom of the lake, whereas pelagic, you're thinking of the water column. You're thinking 100, 200 foot of water out there in the abyss, essentially. No rocks really, no structure. You got to think of a planktivore is out there just swimming around looking for food out in this structureless environment. They're just an open water fish. Compare that to say a rainbow trout. It's going to be more attached to your structure, your shoreline features. That's why rainbows are a popular sport fish for us to be stocking, is because they're attracted to a lot of structure. Shoreline anglers are a vast majority actually of our fishing angler public in Utah. So that's obviously a connection we want to make, is getting people onto fish. Kokanee are different. They're a little less accessible to your shore anglers just because they are pelagic fish. And that being said, they're a planktivore. We talked about that for a minute. Rainbow trout too can be planktivores. Like take a lake like Starvation, for example. And here also, I'd say a little less to the same effect as Starvation, but they get their bread and butter off of zooplankton. And zooplankton that's an excellent diet. You know, it's super protein rich. It has all your basic omega-3s and everything fancy like that as far as your vitamins, your extremely, what do you call it? Basically what you're looking for fish oils. When you see it in the store, it's often going to be like Kokanee is going to model that to a T. That also gives them a different flavor, and that's what makes Kokanee popular. Is the table fare? Their table fare is excellent. Like the flavor of a Kokanee is going to be a lot different than say a brown trout that's eating a more diverse assemblage. I'm not saying that's bad from a fish health perspective, but from a fish flavor perspective, that's what makes Kokanee the bread and butter of the table.
Well, I'm hoping it's a Coke, but I can't guarantee anything yet. No guarantees on this one.
Not flying out of the water.
He's not flying out of the water like Bryan's was.
So does every Kokanee fly out of the water?
Not every Kokanee, but that is a good sign if it's jumping out of the water constantly that you have a Kokanee on.
Does that behavior hold true even later in the summer?
Oh, especially in the summertime.
Huh.
So when it's extra cold out here, you know, water temp is 37, you get less jumps because they're...
No, I wouldn't say not necessarily. I mean, you know, they know they're hooked and they want to get off. And I think that's just an instinct for them, is to jump and act as erratic as they can to get off. Nope. No, it's a Coke. It is.
All right.
Oh, no, they're still behind us.
Because I'm seeing a ton
Mm-hmm. They're still back, though.
on this.
Okay, here they come. Hopefully. Are they turning off? Might be turning off.
Mine, it's still saying there's some right underneath us.
Okay, here they come. There we go. Okay. Gotcha.
Nice, Colton.
Oh yeah, another Kokanee
On the jig.
on the banana spoon.
Hey guys, when you're jigging, when you see the school come underneath the boat, get your lure dropped quick right in front of them, and then keep working it, keep moving it pretty fast. You're just trying to induce that reaction strike. One of the great events we have here in Flaming Gorge is the 2025 Flaming Gorge Fish Derby, May 17th and 18th. You can register at flaminggorgefishderby.com. There's a number of categories for different kinds of fish, different species of fish. Hey guys, when you come out to Flaming Gorge, if you're looking for a great place to stay and a very unique place, Rocky Ridge Outpost is amazing. It has handcrafted cabins, has a yurt, teepee, super cool place for the kids. Also has a pavilion, playground, petting zoo if you got the family along with you. If you're just out here to fish, that's cool too. But there are a number of great things, and it's located just 10 minutes from the Sheep Creek Ramp.
Grandpa?
All right, you guys, fantastic day of kokanee fishing. You can see the clouds coming in behind me. We got a storm rolling in. Huge thanks to Colton Christenson, Lakeshore Tackle, for getting us on all those fish. Thanks to Bryan Engelbert for sharing his knowledge as the project manager here in Flaming Gorge. Super grateful for him for joining us today. Check out our next episode coming out in a couple of weeks for big lake trout. We'll be doing the how-tos and some of the secrets on how to get those lake trout out here. They're a lot more challenging, of course. You know, one big laker is a good day, so be looking forward to that. Hope you guys will join us. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'm sure there's a few things that we may have missed during this episode, so don't be afraid to give us a shout out, and we'll try to answer your questions as best we can.
Here's my spring kokanee cheat sheet. Take a screenshot. This series is made possible by Utah Tourism and the Flaming Gorge Chamber of Commerce.